For assignment 3, the photo story, I went to Chicago and documented the Women's March on Chicago on January 21st, right after Donald Trump was elected president. These marches took place all around the world. They were inspired by the one in Washington, D.C., and the one in Chicago drew a crowd of upwards of 500,000 people. I think, or 600,000 or something. A lot of people. And because of all the excitement and all the people, there was so much to capture on my camera. So I took about 100 pictures, which isn't actually that much for a huge event like that, but yeah, that was more than I would usually shoot for a regular project. So it was hard to choose which pictures to use and which to just leave in the contact sheet. And it was hard because I find people's faces really interesting, and probably a lot of people too, because that's what we connect with as humans. But in order to tell a story, the pictures can't all be just close-ups of people's faces or medium shots of individual people or stuff like that. So it was kind of hard to choose not to include some of my favorite pictures of people's faces in order to really tell the story better. So for the first few pictures, I wanted to set the scene. So I used some pictures that I took while standing up on some stairs near the Art Institute. So I got a view of kind of the crowd that was gathering before the rally even started. So I used those in the beginning, used some pictures of some individuals before the rally because, like I said, those were some of my favorite pictures. Some of them were kind of funny, like the one where the girl holding the girl power sign is kind of sitting down yawning. I thought that was funny. And I want to hold the reader's interest, so yeah, and I thought that told the story of how many people there were and how tiring it was even walking just in the beginning. Um, so yeah, I used those for the beginning, and then as the story went on, I kind of focused on some mothers and daughters, some signs that people were holding, and again some shots from different angles. So um, in my goal statement, I said that I wanted to try different journalisty things like pushing through crowds, which I did to get all the way through this massive crowd of probably 100,000 people that I had to push through to get close to the stage where the speakers were giving their speeches. So I did that. Got some nice pictures of the speakers on the stage. I climbed this huge platform. I had to have some other people that were taking photos actually give me a boost with their hands. I put my shoe in their hands. So yeah, that's how I got some of the angles where you can see a lot of the crowd because there's just a huge sea of people. And I wanted to communicate that. Another thing I used to choose my pictures where I wanted to showcase the diversity that was present at the march because I felt like that was as much a part of the story as the march itself because feminism is not just white feminism. It's inclusive of trans women, which I included a picture of. I included Hispanic women, Black women, Asian women, Pacific Islander women. I just wanted to get the full array of people and men that were there too, though I did want to focus on women. Got some pictures of, it was a really joyous vibe there, and so I wanted to include some pictures of this little jazzy pep band that kind of assembled. This group of, I couldn't tell if they were random. I don't think they were random, but just this ragtag looking group of musicians, and there were a bunch of people at the rally kind of dancing around them, clapping, people kind of dancing with their babies, kind of messing around. So I just wanted to include some pictures of them to help tell the story and showcase the vibe. I also included some pictures of police officers because police officers have a bad rap. but a lot of them were actually doing good. They were kind of escorting us through the city, so I guess that's good, even though I don't always agree with what police officers do. But I felt that was an important part of the story. Yeah, so that's kind of an overview of why I chose the pictures I did for the photo event story.